Hey guys, it's Merve and welcome back! Today in this video I'll show you how to make Turkish pide. Some people call this Turkish pizza. It looks amazing and tastes incredible. They are basically breads shaped in an oval or boat, and you have the filling in the center. You'll see Kıymalı Pide, Minced meat pide, which is the most common one. Karadeniz Pidesi, the same pide with minced meat along with whisked eggs right in the center. And finally, cheese and tomato pide. To see more recipes like this, check out the link attached to this video and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's start with activating our dry yeast here. And I also have granulated sugar. And in this bowl I have lukewarm water. I will write the measurements in the description box below. Let's activate it now. I'll mix it with sugar so it can dissolve and activate better. We will wait for 10-15 minutes for the yeast to activate, and then we will start with our dough. And we can understand it by seeing bubbles on the surface layer, and I'll just leave it here. Okay, it's been 10 minutes and my yeast has been activated. As you can see, there are bubbles on the surface. And now I will start with the dough, with the flour. And I'm gonna add olive oil and Turkish yogurt and a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna mix it now. Now I'm gonna add my all-purpose flour, which I sifted gradually, and I will use my electronic mixer with this dough attachment. Okay, my dough is ready. I'm gonna shape it up and then leave it for rest. I'm gonna grease this bowl and then leave it inside. Here's my dough. I'll use a cling film to cover it, and then I will leave it to the warmest place in the apartment. I'll also cover it with a kitchen towel. It's going to sleep now. Now that our dough is kind of growing, in the meantime we can prepare our minced meat filling. I will have two types of fillings. One is with minced meat and the other one will be with cheese. I'll show that to you too, but before that, let's start with minced meat. I have beef minced meat here. Again, I'm gonna write all the measurements in the description box below, and I'm gonna add everything all together basically. Onions, and I have very finely chopped tomatoes as well, and pepper paste, and red pepper finely chopped, tomato puree, some grated garlic, and salt, pepper, and red pepper, ground red pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and use my fingers for this. And of course, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. There we go. Let it chill for at least an hour. Okay, my dough has raised, and I will put a little bit more flour here to be able to work better and easier. Okay. I'm gonna measure each batch that I will cut now, because I want them to look very neat. So each one will be around 82 grams. I will place it in here. And I will cover them with a kitchen towel, like this, for them to stay moist. Now we can start giving a shape. It's a very soft dough, so it's very easy to work with. And we just need to give that boat shape, that's all. First we are kneading with our fingers. Like I said, it doesn't need to, you don't need to work hard to give that shape. And I don't have a rolling pin, but cling film works. And it's very clean. Okay, it's ready. I'm gonna place it to my baking tray. I want to show you my baking tray. I poured some semolina flour to give that crust to the bottom of the pides. So this is trick one. Let's place it inside. So I placed them in my baking tray like this, because it's easier to put your filling inside the baking tray, otherwise it may be a little bit harder to transfer everything. This is my minced meat filling, and my cheese filling will have cheese, basically grated cheese, shredded cheese, and I'm gonna use mozzarella because I like mozzarella more in this recipe, but traditionally we use kashar cheese. And I will also add some slices of tomato and some basil leaves on top. And these are for the corners, and I'm gonna show you. First, let's put the fillings. By the way, just make sure that you preheat your oven to the maximum degree. And for this one, I'm gonna use cheese. So all we need to do is just to fold the edges like this. Very gently. And to connect the last bits. That's all. Just secure the last bits, and then I'm gonna add some tomatoes for this. And some basil leaf. See? And the last bit is, I have a little bit of milk, and I'm gonna use carrot molasses. This is a very Middle Eastern thing. You can find it in Middle Eastern shops. Just a tiny bit. And then mix it. So apply this to these bits, and it will come out very crispy and golden color. I'm getting so hungry. It goes to the oven now and it will stay around 10 minutes. By the way, I have an egg and I will whisk it and I will add it to the top. In the last 5 minutes I will put that back again to the oven, and that is called Karadeniz Pidesi. It's a different type of pide, but you should also try that. Here is the egg that I whisked and they're about to be done, and I'm gonna add to the top like this. See? Just be careful, don't burn yourself. Okay, our pides, Karadeniz Pidesi is ready. See? Our pides are ready and here we go. They look amazing. I'm gonna add some butter to the corners, to the sides or whatever. Here is my Peynirli Pide and this is my Kıymalı Pide. Let's see what's inside. And I will decorate it with parsley. Here we go. Let me take a slice from here. You see the button? It's so well cooked. This is peynirli.